Welcome back, everybody. This is the NASCAR 1-Up Retro Cup round number 19 of the season, and we're at the beautiful Pensacola International Speedway. Back on the asphalt after a wild race on the dirt at Springfield last time out. We're back on the pavement and back on a super speedway for a thrilling event here at Pensacola. With Ben McDonnell alongside me, we've got some interesting racing coming up. It's always a wild race on a super speedway, 34 wide action, and the always ever-present chance of the big one. And when that, it's not a question of if that comes, it's when that comes. And let me ask you, when that comes, where do you want to be on track? You want to be at the front to try and dodge it, or do you want to try and be so far back you can get around it fairly easily?
I just want to be up at the front, more chance for to not get involved in the wreck, because then you won't have as many cars as to pass and avoid going through the wreck. So I would honestly just choose the up at the front.
Some cars may try to stay up front the whole race. Other cars may try to hang out back and try and conserve their stuff to the very end. But each strategy is going to lead to one big pack coming around each corner, and that's going to decide who wins. And coming to the white flag, do you want to be leading this race, or do you want to be the second or third car back to try and get a run on the leader?
Definitely the leader. Blocking is so fun at this track, and especially if you can keep up your momentum and not let the cars behind you get a big enough run to possibly pass you. Just try to hold your line and stay up front the whole entire time.
And we can give you the starting lineup now that qualifying taking place earlier today. Bobo Jones gets his second career pole of the season, and lining up alongside him is Mattiello, who actually missed the race at Springfield, so a phenomenal run from the 14 car to make his way up into second on the grid. And we actually have two new drivers making their series debuts this weekend. Ethan Zanstra in the 15 starting 14th on the grid, and Wyatt Dooling in the 29, he will start 23rd. And looking through the field, we've got a lot of guys who are up front in points. Starting at the back of the field, Stephen Hunter, the points leader, is 39th. Alexa Lutchen in the 50. Second in points, she's starting 37th. We got to keep our eye on the points leaders, even if they're starting out back, because just one little slip can shake up the entire points picture. And the field is rolling through turns 3 and 4. Bobo Jones in the 13, Mattiello in the 14 on the front row, with Porkins and Hutchinson in row 2. The pace car leading the field off of 4. He will pull down onto the pit lane. And as we approach this long front straightaway here at Pensacola, we've got Bobo Jones leading the field. Going into the restart zone, the green flag is flying, and the race at Pensacola is underway. And we're already 3 wide, not even 100 yards past the start-finish line, as Hutchinson dives up high.
Yeah, very bold move from the second row. They're already going 3 wide and starting to form a good line on the high side. Try to get a good run and try to pass the leader.
But right now, Bobo Jones has a car's length on Jeff Porkins, who's establishing himself in second, with Seth Taylor, the last Super Speedway winner of the series, behind him in third. And we're already seeing a bunch of 3 wide action down the long back straightaway with Jordan Presto. And it looks like Henry Thomas on the high side. Going into turn 3, Jones is getting a bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, very interesting. Definitely on the restarts, you want to be on that bottom line to shorten the distance around the track, and then try to make your way up to the front of the field.
And coming off of turn 4 to lead lap number 1, it is Bobo Jones in the 13 with Jack Porkins right behind him. Jones, remember, won the Daytona 500, so he is no stranger to success on the super speedways, and he is showing his muscle here on lap number 2. But you got to keep an eye out for Jack Porkins, and now he's got a fellow Ford teammate, Jeff Bolton, right behind him. Bolton started fairly deep into the field as well. He started 13th, and in just 2 laps, he's already up to 3rd.
Yeah, very impressive for this team. As the 16 goes low, the 13 trying to get around him. Yeah, definitely very impressive.
It's not going to work, though, as Fitzwater started deep in the field as well. He started 20th, and in just 2 laps, he's making his way up to 2nd. As Jack Porkins takes the lead from Bobo Jones off of turn 4, he will lead lap number 2 with a snarling pack of cars behind them. This is going to be a wild race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now we have cars going 3 wide. It looks like they're 4 wide now.
4 wide for 3rd place. Antzak in the 3 is in that mix. He started 19th in this race, and he's already at the 3rd. But Porkins and Jones are side by side coming out of 2. With Wyatt Dooling in this 29 in his first career start. You can see him on the inside lane pushing Peter Onjak. They are making their way to the front in a hurry as we've got a consistent 3-wide pack forming.
Oh yeah, definitely great racing at the start of this. We're only 3 laps in, and we have seen many drivers go for the lead, and still 4 wide in the second row.
Coming out of turn 4, it will be Jack Porkins coming off the corner, and he will likely lead lap number 2, number 3 as well. We're coming. Look at this pack, 3 wide, and we've got trouble in the back. The big one strikes on lap number 4. A catastrophic start to this race. Over half the field caught up in this one.
They're still wrecking.
And Zandstra's upside down. Ethan Zandstra on his roof.
Oh my goodness.
And a horrible crash to start this race. Arthur Xavier's involved. Ethan Zandstra's involved. Miles Mashburn is in it. Jeffrey Finguy gets
still hitting.
Finguy gets collected. Oh, and he's upside down.
Oh.
Justin Hutchinson plows into the side of Jeffrey Finguy, and he is upside down and out of this race on lap number 4.
Yeah, this is only lap number 4, and we've already seen the big one. That's very surprising.
And at least half the field's been caught up in this. The points leader, Stephen Hunter, he's out of this race. Already on lap 4, his points lead will evaporate. After this, Josh Drake was involved, Zandstra was involved, and the 15 car. This was a chaotic start to this race, and we'll get you a replay of what happened. And Mattiello, the outside pole sitter, he's out of this race after such a strong qualifying effort from the 14 car. He is now out on lap 4. What a heartbreak for that team. And Ethan Zandstra making his first start. He didn't even make it to lap 5. All right, coming off of turn 4, you can see they're 4 wide already. Let's see where this starts. It looks like McKinney gets into the side. McKinney and McMillan get together, and it gets into lane. Sanders, the whole field stacks up. Cal Farrell's involved. Ethan Zandstra's upside down. Chris Maley does a masterful job of dodging that. But Kevin Carter almost got in there. Lane Sanders was involved. Stephen Hunter is in it. And Jeffrey Finguy trying to get back up to speed, and Zandstra just comes into the side. Nowhere for Jeffrey Finguy to go. And then, yikes. That's a hit from Justin Hutchinson. I hope Jeffrey Finguy is okay after that impact. And now we are on board with Jeffrey Finguy. This is going to be a wild ride coming through the corner. You can see they're 4 wide already.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were really racing hard, maybe a little too hard, as everybody in the back half of this field starts wrecking right there.
And Finguy's just got nowhere to go. He gets tagged, hits McMillan, spins around sideways, keeps getting hit. And it looks like he's got it saved at this point. He can get it going again. And he gets hit one more time, and then he gets it straightened out. And he starts to get rolling again. But, as you'll see, Zandstra just turns up to try and get on the apron. And he just runs into the side of Finguy with nowhere to go. And Hutchinson. And that right there is the end of Jeffrey Finguy's race here at Pensacola. Tough break for that 92 car, and hopefully he's all right after that hit. A couple cars coming out of the pit lane, a couple cars sitting there out of the race. But Jack Porkins is still your leader after 6 laps, and we are under caution for the first time today for a tremendous crash on the front straightaway that resulted in the elimination of at least 18 cars on the grid.
Yeah, very disappointing for those teams trying to make the show and just getting their day taken out lap 4.
Yeah, heartbreak. Henry Thomas comes out of the pits. Jordan Presto's the last car running. He is running back in the 20s. As so many cars have fallen out of this race, we're going to have a very limited field. Anzac's out. Anzac's out of the race. Look at all the cars that are out of this race. Ortiz is out. Sanders is out. McMillan, Carter, McKinney. The 12 car is out. Jacob Johnson, last week's winner, he's out of the race.
Wow.
And a lot of cars have been taken out of this one. The 3, the 12, the 03. Braden Saul is out. Stephen Gale is out. Arthur Xavier out of the race. And then that's not looking. Mattiello's out. Zandstra, Drake, Mashburn, Hunter, Fitzwater, Freeman, Hutchinson, and Finguy are all out of this race. And this is going to severely limit the field going forward in this race.
Yeah, definitely. The pack's going to get a lot smaller, and the points lead of the 51 of Stephen Hunter is going to be shrinking now.
especially considering second in points Alexa Lutchen. She missed that wreck, as well as J.D. Martin in third in points. You can see him running in fourth. So, Ryan Caggiano is actually lined up in second place. He managed to get through the wreck. Richard Herman is third. Martin, as we mentioned, in fourth. And Alexa Lutchen from 37th on the grids moved all the way up to fifth. 75 car in 6th place, Cade Nat King 7th, Ace in the 24 in 8th place, Bobo Jones has drifted back to 9th, and Ryan Soper rounds out your top 10 in a very chaotic start to this race, an absolute catastrophe for at least 20 cars.
Yeah, it's only been barely half of this, or the majority of this race is already exciting. A lot of a really good start for most of these guys. A very shocking and surprising turnout of the big one happening on only lap 4, as the field just is whittling away now.
The field has dwindled. We're down to about half the cars, as we've only got about 22 cars on track remaining in this race. At just lap number 7, we've whittled the field down from 42 down to just 22. And with Henry Thomas and Cal Farrell suffering some serious damage, I have doubts if they're going to make it to the end of this race. Look at how few cars we have left.
Yeah, I was hoping for a lot of cars to make it through this race, especially our points leader. I thought he was going to have a solid day, but wrong place, wrong time, I guess.
He's had nothing but solid days in the early goings of this season. Despite missing the Daytona 500, he is actually your points leader, despite one fewer race than his competitors. But now his points lead will take a massive hit, as he will finish in 37th position. And as the field rolls through 3 and 4, it looks like we'll be able to get to the one-to-go signal next time by, as Porkins leads the way, Caggiano in second, Herman, Martin, and Lutchen in the top 5. If Martin and Lutchen can have really good days, they will be able to slice that lead of Stephen Hunter's down to a minuscule margin, and they might even take the points lead if they finish right where they are now.
Oh yeah, definitely. If they can stay up in the top 10, they will probably take over the points lead, even by a couple, like 10, 20 points possibly. Depends on where they finish and how well their day goes after only 8 laps of running so far.
Yeah, the points battle will really be shaken up after this race, because Antzak, who was 4th in points, he's fallen out of the race in this crash. King in the 18 is 5th in points, and he is still running, as is the 75, 6th in points. They are still running. So it looks like of the top 6 in points, only Hunter and Antzak have fallen out of this race. But now we've got we're looking through the rest of the field. We've got Presto, Maley, Halleck, Denoto, and looking through the rest of the field, we've got Ace in the 24, Atkins in the 2, 75 in 6th, Alexa Lutchen, J.D. Martin, Richard Herman, Ryan Caggiano, and then your leader, Jack Porkins. This is going to be hopefully a more tame restart now that it's single file, and we have the one-to-go signal, so we will be going green next time by. But hopefully this restart is a lot more tame than the initial start being single file.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully they're a little bit smarter than the guys that actually got involved in the wreck and not try to make too many aggressive moves. It's only 8 laps we've done so far. Don't know why they're making very aggressive moves now. There's still plenty of race to be run.
There is still plenty of race to go, but with Porkins looking for his first win, Caggiano looking for his first win, looking through the entire top 10, the only drivers in the top 10 that have wins are Richard Herman, J.D. Martin, and Bobo Jones, who are 3rd, 4th, and 9th, respectively. And the pace cars leading them through 3 and 4 were about ready to get this restart with Jack Porkins out in front.
Yeah, going to be a very interesting restart. The 16 holding his ground up at the front. Hopefully he can stay up there, and then everybody else going to fight for the position and try to take over the lead.
And with that, the field rolls off of turn 4. The pace car will make the left-hand turn onto the very enclosed pit road. Remember, this is a very unique super speedway, and as the field comes off turn number 4, we're heading into the restart zone. That single file line of cars will instantly break away. The green flag flies, and a lot of cars making a move to the outside right away.
Yeah, probably the guys that didn't get going in front of them trying to, or got shuffled out of line as the 16. Had a really good restart there over the 30 and the other competitors.
Caggiano in the 30 drops back a bit, but he's got help from J.D. Martin now in the 26. If they can work together, they can get by Porkins, and it's 3 of the top 4 cars are all running Ford Fusions in this race. Porkins in the 16, Martin in the 26, and Lutchen in the 50, with only Caggiano's Toyota in the way, but Caggiano's going to try and make a move for the lead, and they're 3 wide once again here going into 3.
Yeah, that's very risky. The 16 is now going to get shuffled to the back. Hopefully he can make his way back up to the front.
He slides in line behind the 75 and in front of Richard Herman in the 53. And as they come off of turn 4, Caggiano will lead his first lap of the day, with Caden Atkins heading the inside line, with Bobo Jones and King and Dooling right behind him.
Yeah, it looks like the front 2, the 30 and the 50, they're trying to hook up and try to break away from this field, but they don't have the speed to do it. The draft is very powerful here.
It is so powerful. And these cars are going upwards of 225 miles per hour down this long back straightaway. So any slight contact can result in disaster, as we saw earlier as Atkins makes a move for second underneath Lutchen in the 50.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep this race clean for the most part, as we only ran about 4 laps the first time, and then just getting it back underway here, as the 30 is now going to lead coming to the front stretch.
And the field is fanning out behind them with a lot of cars in contention now, with Atkins running in second. Peter Onjek in third. He missed the Springfield race last week, so he's looking to get a good haul of points going here, as Caggiano continues to lead this thing as we're 1/5 of the way home here at Pensacola.
Yeah, it's weird how short this race is, but it feels like it's been going on for quite some time. Caution definitely expanded the time of this race, but it's still great racing, as the 2 is underneath the 30.
Jack Halleck has dropped off pace in the number 4. He might have taken some damage in that earlier wreck, but Caden Atkins, with help from Peter Onjak, are going to take the lead together from Ryan Caggiano, and with Seth Taylor right behind him. Seth Taylor is no stranger to winning on the superspeedways. Remember, he won at Riki Raceway a couple weeks ago, but now it's the 84 underneath him for third, and the 44 following him as well. Atkins continues to lead out front.
Yeah, he is one of our stronger competitors in the series, running that Miller Lite red, I believe that's a Dodge. Definitely doing a great job here today, and now getting up to the lead is the 70 and the 84 right behind him.
84 goes underneath the 70, and we've only got 22 cars left in this race after that horrendous crash at the beginning of this race. So many cars out of this race. We might see a new series record for DNFs here. Soper gets into second with Jordan Presto right behind him in the Whataburger Ford, as he leads the inside line, with Atkins leading at the stripe, with Porkins and Presto working their magic on the inside lane.
Yeah, the inside's going to prevail here as they get close to the bumper of the 84. They're still leading the 2 and the 84 right now. The 16 resurging back up to the front, trying to get his lead back.
And Porkins in the 16 has Wyatt Dooling in the 29 in his series debut right behind him. And Dooling's got something to prove here in that Kenworth Chevrolet. As Soper goes underneath Atkins, he's going to try and take the lead on lap 13.
Yeah, the 84 barely making any starts, trying to do his best and try not to affect the outcome of this race by wrecking or by being up in the front. So he will lead this lap.
84 takes the lead on that lap by 2/100ths of a second. The entire top 5 separated by less than 1/10 of a second as the field rockets off into turn 1. 75 gets a good run on the inside with help from J.D. Martin, and he will now push Ryan Soper to the lead past Atkins.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see. There has been a lot of lead changes. No clear indicator who's going to lead this race. Nobody has really done too much blocking yet. I think that's a smart move because we're only about 14 laps into this race.
And Martin makes a move on the inside of that patriotic number 75 paint scheme.
Ooh.
And Martin's going to try and take the lead of this race. Remember, he lost the points lead. He's been holding that points lead for a long time this season. But now, Martin's is playing the role of Stephen Hunter for the points lead. And Soper managed to lead that lap, but Martin's got to run. But now he's stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle as King makes a move on the inside. The Monster Energy Toyota is making a surge to the front.
That 18 was fast. He left the 26 out to dry as he went underneath him, trying to make it 3 wide, but the 26 just lost momentum.
3 Toyotas up at the front, and followed by the Dodge of Cal Farrell and the 26 of Martin. Lutchen's making a move on the inside as well, but she's going to tuck in behind Ryan Caggiano as they're 4 wide behind them. Seth Taylor on the inside. Alexa Lutchen's got nowhere to go. Now Sam Donato's going to give help to the 50, and that leaves Cal Farrell out to dry in the 96.
I feel like that's too risky to go 4 wide, still being early in this race. We saw what happened. The big one already happened on lap 4. Wondering if there will be another big wreck that happens again.
And to the lead comes your defending Super Speedway winner, Seth Taylor, in the 32. He's taking a peek, and he's going to get out front with help from Chris Maley and Peter Onjak in a Dodge and Toyota, respectively, as Taylor rockets to the point. But now Chris Maley's got the inside on him. Will we see the 44 take the lead going into 3?
Yeah, definitely interesting. Nobody has really had the lead more than about 2-3 laps. A lot of lead changes, a lot of people getting opportunities to road in at the front.
4 wide at the back. 4 wide at the back of the pack as Chris Maley takes the lead away. He won at Monza, the half super speedway, half road course. So he's no stranger to high speeds on high banks as he takes the lead of this race. But now Blair in the 69 on the inside. She's getting help from Jeff Porkins and Jeff Bolton on the inside, as now they're 4 wide for position, as we've got a smoker in the back. We've got a smoker in the back.
No.
And it's the pole sitter, Bobo Jones, and he is out of this race at lap number 17. Proper heartache for the driver of the DHL Chevrolet. His race is over through no fault of his own. His engine just couldn't make it that whole 50-lap distance. And that has split the pack up quite considerably.
Yeah, definitely the 13 really slowed up a couple of the guys in the back and whoever's right behind him. So now the pack's about half and half right now.
Got about 14 cars in the lead pack, including that debutant of Wyatt Dooling in the 29, stuck in the middle now as Maley and Bolton dice for the lead behind them. They're 3 wide going in the 1. This is going to be interesting to see if they all make it back.
Yeah, might be a little too aggressive, but they're able to make it work. There's plenty of room on this racetrack to go 3 and 4 wide, but is it a smart enough move to do anyways?
And Herman's making a move to the inside with help from Jordan Presto, Peter Onjak, and King in the 18. Lutchen's fallen off the pace. The 75's fallen off the pace. A lot of cars have lost the lead draft due to Bobo Jones's blown engine. And now Jeff Bolton's going to make a move for the lead with help from Herman and Onjak off the corner. And it looks like Bolton in the UPS Ford, who also missed the race at Springfield, will now take the lead of this race by a very slim margin. And they're about to lap Henry Thomas. This is going to get dicey.
Wow, they caught him in a hurry, but the outside line was able to prevail. They didn't check up at all.
Maley took the stop spot with Atkins and Dooling right behind him, and Bolton's managed to hang on as well. Wyatt Dooling's doing a very good job for making his first ever start on a super speedway, and he's already up to 3rd after starting 23rd.
Yeah, that one car just really slowed up everybody behind him. Except for that top line, they were able to get around him pretty easy.
Now hopefully Thomas can stay connected to the back of this pack and not fall off pace again to lose a second lap. And as they come off of 4, Thomas is still holding up the 2 Fords behind him as one gets to the bottom, and now the other is going to try and follow suit. But now Thomas goes to the bottom. That's going to really hold these guys back.
What a block. Definitely doesn't want to lose a draft, but he's slowing everybody behind him down.
As now we've got a proper battle for the lead as Jack Halleck is off pace. But now we've got Chris Maley with Wyatt Dooling in the 18 of King right behind them. They're going to go 3 wide once again with Maley up top, Dooling in the middle, and King with help from his fellow Toyotas in the bottom lane. They are going to try to lead, but Dooling holds them off.
Yeah, not enough momentum from the 18. Wasn't able to quite get to the inside. Side draft didn't seem like it worked.
And Wyatt Dooling, in his first ever One-Up Retro Cup start, will lead lap number 20. What an impressive effort from that driver of the 29, but he looks like he might lose the lead because those Toyotas on the bottom are very looking sporty.
Yeah, everybody's hard charging, just trying to get up to the lead. You get a lead about like 10 seconds or so, and then you lose it right away.
So Dooling drops back, but he's still in the lead draft, which is the most important thing here, as King moves up to the high line to block dueling, but he might have left the door open for Caggiano to squeeze through, and it looks like he'll do exactly that with help from Sam Donato. And they're 4 wide once again with Herman, Lutchen, Atkins, and Melee. And now they're still 4 wide back there. This is going to be very dicey.
Yeah, wondering how everybody's going to get through here. Hopefully they can shuffle out and not make these aggressive moves and try not to wreck each other.
We've got a lot of cars here looking for their first career win. Jordan Presto's one. Alexa Lutchen is another, and so is our leader, Ryan Caggiano. He is yet to win this season, although he's come close on many occasions, and he's doing well in the points as well. But what he really wants is that victory to cross off that bucket list.
Yeah, everybody wants to win in this series. Definitely a good thing to do and put on your resume, and unless you want to move your teams, definitely going to be interesting.
We've had 15 different winners in 18 races. Will that become 16 for 19 as Seth Taylor and J.D. Martin, both past winners in the series, work together to get past Jordan Presto? But now Martin makes a move to the inside of Seth Taylor, but it's not going to stick. Caggiano continues to lead up the line.
Yeah, everybody wants that lead. Hopefully they can get it at the right time. We're just about halfway through this race. Very interesting. No clear winner here.
No clear winner and no clear favorite at all, because we've still got about 15 to 16 cars in contention to win this race. I wish it would be more, but that big one eliminated over half the race field, and now it's just down to these cars remaining. Going through 3. It's going to be 3 wide for a moment, but Seth Taylor holds out J.D. Martin, and now Taylor, with help from Martin and Ryan Soper, will make their way through to the lead. The Toyotas have been very strong in this race. 4 of them are in the top 5.
Yeah, this will definitely help them in the manufacturer's standings if they can get up to the front, stay up there for the rest of this race.
Absolutely, and with a Toyota leading, a Toyota in battling for second place, and a few more on the high side, this will definitely help Toyota get out of the rudder, because they've only won a couple times this season, once with Henry Thomas, once with Seth Taylor, but looking at this field, there's plenty of each manufacturer in the field, and any one of them could take the win here today.
Yeah, very fun race so far. We still have a lot of racing to do. We're not even close being done here.
And with 2 Toyotas hooking up and pulling away a little bit from the 3-wide battle between Atkins, dueling, and now it's just Atkins by himself as they come off of turn 4 with Taylor in the clear lead with Soper and Atkins right behind him. This is still anybody's race as we're approaching halfway.
Yeah, wondering how the last half of this race is going to go. Very aggressive first half. Wondering if it will be the exact same for the second half.
And Ryan Soper making a move on his Toyota teammate Seth Taylor to try and take the lead, but Caden Atkins is having none of it. As soon as he got Soper to the lead, he pulls out of line, and now Bolton's pulling out of line on the inside. The 38 is going to try and make it 3 wide going into turn 3, and they will. It's 3 wide for the lead here, coming to the halfway lap.
Well, this is really great racing, very aggressive. 3x3 for the most part until the bottom lane just gets enough room and momentum.
Bolton's clear, and Bolton will lead this lap by a narrow margin over King and Atkins. But now, King and Atkins are working together to try and get past Jeff Bolton in the UPS Ford. They're still 3 wide with Donato, dueling, and Soper right there. This is going to be a thrilling battle down to the line, and we've still got half this race to go.
Yeah, what an interesting race. No clear winner. Repeating myself at this moment. 38 looks really strong right now as the 18 is pushing him.
He looks to try and close the door on the 24, and he will. And King's going to try and make the move on Bolton to take the lead. Remember, it's only an official lead change if the lead changes hands at the line, and it looks like King's going to be able to do it coming off of 4. King will hold the lead over Ace and Bolton coming through to start lap 27, and we've still got a snarling pack of about 17 cars, all in contention to win, and we're 3 wide for the lead once again, and Donato with Blair and Herman are going to try and take the lead away.
We haven't really heard of Donato much of this race. He was hanging out in the back the majority of this. Now he's actually able to contend for this win. Definitely had the chance.
He did dodge the big one, and he's been in this front pack ever since, but now he's got Ace to deal with, and he's got Blair pushing him in the 69. 2 Chevrolets against 2 more Chevrolets on the high side. The Toyotas were up front for a while, but now the top 4, all from the Bowtie Brigade.
Yeah, very interesting to see. No clear winner, as I said. So 24 leads that lap. Everybody wants to lead now.
No one wants to be at the back because that increases the odds of getting caught in another wreck. They're 4 wide behind the top 3. It's now Dueling and Denoto side by side with Caggiano and Herman right behind. They are all chasing that 24 car who was so close to winning at Springfield last week, but ran out of fuel coming to under the caution flag that ended the race. He was voted driver of the day, but it still left a hollow feeling in his stomach. He wants a win badly.
Oh yeah, definitely wants redemption from that race last week. Hopefully he can get it done here. That would be a great story.
He's yet to score a top 10 despite running every single race this season. He really wants to get one before the season's out. And they're coming up to lap Jack Halleck here. And this could be... Oh, and we've got a crash in the back. Another...
Oh!
It's 4 cars involved.
No.
King's involved. Bolton and Onjack are involved. It looked like Caden Atkins was in it as well.
Wow.
Not as big as last time, but still a big hit for 4 cars at the back of the field. Meanwhile, the race to the caution flag is very much alive, but they've caught the lap car of Jack Halleck in the Exide Ford, and I think that's going to allow Wyatt Dueling to take the lead coming to the yellow.
Yeah, they're still racing to the flag. Hopefully, it looks like the 29 will get it here unless the 00 will make a move.
Doesn't look like he'll be able to, though. And coming off of turn 4, Wyatt Dueling will take the lead of this thing, coming to the caution flag. The smoke is billowing from the first turn. You can barely see the cars coming through, but Wyatt Dueling will take the lead of this race under the caution flag with Denoto and Martin right behind him. We didn't get to see much of that accident between King, Bolton, Atkins, and Onjack, but we will find out what happened to them, and we'll get a replay to you as soon as. So you can see King in the 18. He's lagging behind a little bit. We'll go to our chopper cam to see what happens, and it looks like the exact same thing. Happened that at lap 4 happened here again. Just cars running out of room. Onjack squeezed Atkins wide, and that put them into Bolton. King just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, very interesting. Very aggressive in the back. I know everybody wants to get up to the front, but you don't have to wreck somebody to get up to the front.
We're on board now with King in the 18. Let's get his perspective. You look for Onjack and the gray and yellow car. Squeeze up in front of Atkins, but they just had nowhere to go. Bolton went up in the air for a second there.
Yeah, the 18 was just a casualty, and that had nowhere to go. Looks like he tried to avoid it, but not enough time to do so.
And it looks like he will be out of this race, as well as Jeff Bolton in the 38. They will be retired from this race, as we now only have 20 cars remaining in this race. And as the lead lap cars all head to pit road, they did need to make one stop in this race, and looks like they will all be doing that right now. We'll see who will win the race off pit road shortly, as Jack Halleck stays out because he is the first car 1 lap down. We'll see who wins the race off pit road. Strategy could be a key factor here.
Yeah, great timing for that caution. Everybody can get 4 fresh Goodyears, maybe even only 2, and make it all the way to the end of this race.
Seeing who wins the race off pit road, it looks like Wyatt Dueling will win the race off pit road with Sam Denoto and a drag race between Ace and Martin back there. But as you can see on the scoring pylon, Jeff Bolton and King in the 18 are both out of this race. And that will leave us with only 19 cars left in this race. This has been a real disaster for many cars involved in this thing. We've only got 19 left.
Yeah, definitely wondering how many will finish. We still have a lot of laps to turn.
We've got 19 laps to go, and we've only got 19 cars left in this race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've only got 17 on the lead lap, because remember, Jack Halleck and Henry Thomas are both down a lap.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting restart. Looks like the 26 is taking over the position beyond the 24.
Yeah, it looked like Ace beat Martin off pit road by a smidgen. But Wyatt Dueling, in his first career start, is doing a masterful job leading this race ahead of Sam Denoto, under the caution flag, of course. But if he can get his first win here, that will be quite the upset.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just making his first ever start in this series. Some people have been in this series ever since the first race. They haven't even gotten a win. So this could probably be one of the biggest upsets if he does win.
Wyatt Dooling making his first start along with Ethan Zanstra, but of course the driver of the 15 was caught up in that big wreck on lap number 1. So he is out of this race, but Wyatt Dooling in the 29 is still going strong as the lap cars pull into pit road and Dooling pulls back in front of Sam Donotto. Looks like we'll have 2 to go to the restart right about here.
Yeah, wondering how this restart's going to go. Definitely going to be interesting as we have a little bit less cars than we had last time.
2 more cars have fallen out, and we can give you the top 10 of Wyatt Dooling in the lead, Sam Donotto in second, Ace in the 24 in third. All 3 are looking for their first career wins, followed by JD Martin in fourth, Ryan Soper in fifth. He's looking for his first win of his career, as is Cal Farrell in 6th, as is Alexa Lutchen in 7th, Jordan Presto in 8th, Chris Maley in the 44 and 9th has already gotten a win, as has Seth Taylor in the 32. That is your top 10, and that will be your top 10 coming to this restart. Looks like we'll get it at about lap 34.
Yeah, can't wait for this restart, see how everybody will treat it. Definitely going to be interesting. We only have seen 2 starts, one with 42 cars, one with a little bit more than 19 cars.
And
so we're going to...
We will only have 19 cars on track to get this restart. And my question is, can Wyatt Dooling hold off the field for the remaining 18 laps of this race to score the most stunning upset of the series to date and get his first career win?
Yeah, can't wait for this restart. It's going to be fun.
Looks like we'll be getting the 1 to go signal at the next time we get to the line. So Dooling, Donotto, and Ace will be your front 3, all in Chevrolet. Chevrolet running in 3rd right now in the manufacturer standings. Dodge and Ford actually entered this race tied at the top of the manufacturer standings. So a strong showing from Chevrolet and Toyota to an extent at the early stages of this race could turn the manufacturer's championship on its head.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially a points leader already out lap 4. Wondering how this is going to turn out.
With Lutchen running in the top 10, and she was only about 30 points behind. If she finishes where she is now, she could have a very good chance at taking the points lead from Stephen Hunter. As we get the 1 to go signal, we will be going green next time by, with Wyatt Dooling in the lead in his series debut, as you see Halleck and Thomas make their way up to the front of the field on the inside lane for the lap cars. I'm curious to figure out if they will present a challenge to these leaders to try and get back to the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. We obviously have the lap car, the 4. Wonder if he'll play a part of this restart. Definitely going to be interesting.
With Jack Halleck having a fast car, he's by no means slow, but he just lost the draft from one of those wrecks, and he is as such fallen a lap down. If he can get another quick caution out in front of this field, he might still yet be in this thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can't wait to see how this turns out.
All right, we'll give you one last rundown of your top 10. Coming back to the restart, we have Wyatt Dooling, as we mentioned, your race leader in the 29. Sam Donotto in the double O in 2nd place. Ace in the 24 is 3rd. JD Martin in 4th. Soper, Farrell, Lutchen, Presto, Maley, and Taylor your top 10. Then it's Caggiano in 11th. Blair in 12th. Herman in 13th. The 75 is 14th. Then it looks like Jack Porkins in 15th, and that's about it as far as the cars remaining in this race. We also have Peter Onjak in 16th, Caden Atkins in 17th, and that's the only cars left on the lead lap as we come to the restart. With only 17 cars on the lead lap, 19 on track total, we will break the all-time record for DNFs in this series here today, as we've gotten so many cars out of this race, and we've only got a handful left in contention still.
That's honestly insane to think about. We have broken a record here today. Hopefully, we can break it a little bit more. So we go green.
With Wyatt dueling out front, the pace car is off. They go into the restart zone, and the green flag is out. And a lot of cars once again make the move to the outside. Denoto makes the move to the outside, but he can't make it stick. And Ace is going to try and swing to the bottom to get around the lap cars on the bottom as Halleck pins dueling to the high side.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. The 4 is still putting up a fight with the 29. 00 looking a little low. Maybe it might push the 4.
Ace and Denoto are working together to push Halleck to the front, but now Denoto jumps up to the high side to help dueling, and he will try and take the lead back from actually Halleck is down a lap, but dueling will retain the lead, and now he's got a buffer in that lap car of Jack Halleck.
Yeah, the lap car is actually playing a factor here in the 4. This is going to be very interesting to see later on in this run.
And dueling comes off of 4 with the lead, but Denoto and Martin are right behind him. And Halleck actually comes to pit road. This is unscheduled, so this will drop him another lap down sooner or later. But right now, that's actually split the pack up once again, as these cars all fall to the back. And now we've got about a 7-car breakaway up front between dueling, Martin, Denoto, Lutchen, Ace, Farrell, and Soper.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap between the top 4 and the rest of these guys. Draft will definitely help the rest of these guys catch them.
With Martin and Lutchen, 2 Fords on the bottom, 2 Chevrolets up top, but dueling comes down to cover them off. And as they come off of turn 4, it'll be dueling out front, but Ace is going to work around Denoto, and as we've got a 7-car breakaway at the front, with Porkins by himself and Ace, and then everyone else right behind.
Yeah, there's still a lot of racing to do as we're about 15 to go. Going to be real exciting and wondering how this will play out. Only 7 up at the front.
Now it's 2 Fords. It's a Ford pushing a Chevy on the high side and the Chevy pushing a Ford on the inside, plus Cal Farrell's Dodge and Ryan Soper's Toyota. We've got all 4 manufacturers represented up at the front, but right now it's J.D. Martin in the 26 Ford up in front. Your points leader for much of the season. He's dropped to 3rd now, but he's hoping he can take the lead back with a victory here today as Ace goes underneath for the lead.
Yet again, as we talked earlier, still trying to find redemption from that race last week. Hopefully he can do it this week. Might possibly happen.
He's in a good position as he will he lead that lap? No, by less than a 100th of a second. Martin stayed out front, but Ace has got the line advantage, and he's got help from Farrell and from Denoto, so he's got a good chance to take the lead for good off of 2, which it looks like he will.
Yeah, this is really good racing by these front 7. Wondering if this is actually slowing down their momentum from the back guys. Hopefully they can catch back up.
That pack being led by the 75, the 44, and the 16, but they are a second and a half behind, as now we're 2 by 2 through this entire front pack with Alexa Lutchen bringing up the rear. There's 4 cars on the high side, 3 on the inside. Now they're going to try and fan out, and that's going to allow the backpack to catch right up, as now they are closing in, and it looks like we'll have one big pack once again shortly.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot more players in this race. A lot more excitement for us up in the booth, but I bet these top 7 guys don't want to see that less chance to win.
And Ace will continue to hold the lead, but now the back half of the field is caught up, and now they're going to work to push Alexa Lutchen and Sam Denoto up to the front of this pack. Look at Jordan Presto. He's pushing them to the front. Blair in the 69, Porkins in the 16. They're all caught back up, and this is once again a wide-open battle for the race lead.
Yeah, that came actually with a surprise. I thought they would break away from the back guys, but no, I was completely wrong.
And look, they're about to lap Jack Halleck for a second time, and that could spell trouble for the leaders depending on which lane Halleck chooses to go in. Looks like he's going to hang down to the bottom, but he's giving space for Lutchen, who's taking the race lead away.
Yeah, so slowed up the momentum of the 50. Now he's going to the high side to block the 24.
But it looks like they're actually going to pick up Jack Halleck and get him up to speed as a proper member of this pack. So Halleck has caught up and is up to speed with the lead pack. He's just 2 laps down at the moment, but he's still running in this pack at competitive speeds. But now Alexa Lutchen has taken the lead from 8th to 1st in just 2 laps.
Very impressive to say the least.
And now we've got Alexa Lutchen leading this pack with Seth Taylor in second, Blair in third, and now a battle for fifth between Soper and Maley. As now Blair goes to the inside of Taylor, she's going to try and take second away.
Oh yeah, definitely wanting to get up to the lead. We have almost coming to 10 to go next time by. They're going to get a little bit more racier up at the front.
And the two leading ladies of the 1UP Retro Cup Series, Alexa Lutchen in the 50 and Blair in the 69 up front. But Jack Porkins is going to try and spoil the show. He doesn't want them to have all the fun as his 16 Ford powers down to the inside of Blair to take second place back.
Yeah, great showing by these two. The 16 now trying to get back to the lead. He had the lead pretty early in this race. Really haven't found the lead yet. Now he's coming to the lead.
With 10 laps to go now, Alexa Lutchen and Jack Porkins have taken the lead of this thing. Two Fords on the inside lane with Caggiano closing in his Toyota. But we've only got 10 laps of racing to go. Two Fords on the inside lane, followed by two Toyotas, two Chevrolets. This is blown wide open here.
Yeah, now the 30 looking inside of the 16, trying to take away second place. Try to get a good run going into turns 3 and 4.
He's got help from Wyatt Dueling, but will it be enough to try and take the lead from Lutchen? No, Lutchen cuts him off. And coming off of turn 4, coming to 9 laps of racing to go, Porkins starts to fall back a bit as the inside line proves to get a little bit more momentum. And Lutchen continues to lead at the stripe.
Yeah, very great showing by the 50, coming back from 8th place and leading the second pack and now leading the first pack. Definitely showing a lot of strength here right now.
Another driver showing a lot of strength is that Kenworth Chevrolet of Wyatt Dueling. This is his first time in one of these cars, and he's driving like a veteran here today. He's up to second place after starting 23rd, and he's in with a legitimate shot of winning in his series debut. What a story that would be.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of big stories in this race. It's the 29 now looking for the lead.
He's going to take it from Alexa Lutchen. Lutchen tried to hold them all off as best she could, but she's no match for the 3 Chevrolets running 1, 2, 3 on the inside lane. Dueling comes up to block Lutchen, and that's going to allow Denoto and Ace to get underneath them. They're 3 wide, 3 by 3 by 3 going into turn 1.
Yeah, that was definitely a rookie mistake. Should have blocked the bottom. Had a lot of room between 29 and the 50 as now the 24 out in front.
Ace looking for his first career top 10, let alone his first win. He's made every race this season, and he's only 30th in points with no top 10s to show for it. He'd really like to change that here today.
Oh yeah, definitely going to move up in points after a bunch of the leaders wrecked lap 4. And this is going to play a big factor in his points position and possibly getting his first top 10, maybe even top 5. Maybe even the win.
Even a win. He's got help from the 75, but the 44 of Chris Maley dives underneath to try and take the lead. We're coming to 7 laps to go, as Maley, with help from Jordan Presto and San Donato to an extent, are all going to try and race for the lead with the 75 and the 69 helping the 24 of Ace, but it looks like Chris Maley is going to get the jump.
Yeah, this is nowhere near over. There's a lot of these guys, a lot of lead changes. No clear winner yet. Everybody's been fighting up at the front, especially the 24, the 00.
Jordan Presto is making a move for the lead with help from Sam Donato. We haven't talked much about Jordan Presto yet today, but he's making a move for the lead in the 66 car. He got his first career top 10 last week at Springfield, and he's looking to add to that total tier today. You saw the lap car of Henry Thomas out the top of your screen. They are closing in to lap him, and this is going to be interesting to see. And Thomas is really slow. He's holding up the pack, and that's allowed the outside lane to get a huge run. Now it's Maley, Ace, and Blair all by themselves up at the front of the pack, coming to 5 laps to go.
That definitely played a part in how everybody's going to settle out. They're still trying to get by him. Nobody really has yet.
It looks like Presto is clear. Denoto is clear. Porkins and Martin, they're all clear. But the top lane is by no means clear. We've got a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field with Maley's Dodge and the Chevrolets of Blair and Ace running 3rd and 2nd respectively. With just these 3 cars, can they stay out front?
Yeah, as we just hit 5 to go. I'd suggest staying in line and then waiting until about 2 to go, 1 to go, to start making moves on that leader.
Which is, in this case, is Chris Maley, a winner at Monza on the high banks there in Italy. Could he score his second win of the season here? Ace and Blair looking for their first career wins, and they've got a seconds gap, but Blair's making a move on the inside for second place on Ace. She's not waiting to the final lap. She wants to go now.
Yeah, definitely. I want to have the lead at the end of this. It's going to be very, very strange how this race is going to turn out, as they have about over a second lead over the backpack, but they have way outnumbered the rest of these guys.
But that gap is closing. Look at the scoring pylon. They've gained half a second on them with just 4 laps to go. Blair has taken second place from Maley, but Ace is right on her bumper. And you see Martin Porkins, they're leading that second pack, and they're closing in every single second. This is going to be a 15-car pack once again. And you can see, look at their closing rate.
Wow. Now they move.
Because there's another lap car in play, the 70 of Peter Onjak. Which way will he go? He's looks like he'll go to the inside. Maley snatches the lead away. Blair, up on the high side, on her own, is keeping pace with the rest of the pack because Onjak is slowing them up so much. Now, Chris Maley's all by himself. That cannot be good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're going to come hard charging and then just take away that lead. 24 still in second place, takes it over from the 69.
And Blair is closing in on Ace. They're all closing in on Chris Maley. He is a sitting duck out there. They're coming to 2 laps to go this time. And it looks like Ace and Blair will work together to try and get by Chris Maley. But Blair's not wanting to play with Ace. She's going to go down to the inside. She's going to try and take the lead of this thing. Porkins is going to try and make it 4 wide. Ace settles for 3 wide. As Blair in the 69, with help from Sam Donato, Caden Atkins in the lap car will not be a factor in this race. Blair to the inside, looking for her first top 5 and her first career win. They're coming off the corner to 2 laps to go. Coming to the line. Who will it be? It will be Ace by the smallest of margins. Holds the lead of this race with 2 laps to go. But Blair on the inside is going to storm up the front with help from Richard Herman. And Blair will take the lead of this race. We're going to get the white flag next time by. And Blair in the 69 is going to try and get her first career win in this race. And it would be a popular story if she managed to pull it off.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's the 32 now making a run on the bottom, trying to get to the back bumper of the 69.
She's got 1 more lap. This is going to be the longest lap of Blair's life. As she comes off of turn 4, she will take the white flag this time. And she's got a hungry pack of cars behind her. This is by no means over as the white flag flies. This is the final lap of the race. And we've got 15 cars under a blanket for the win.
Oh, my goodness. This is really great racing. Going through 1 to 2 for the final time today. The 69 and the 32, 66 leading this field.
Who will come out on top? Will it be Seth Taylor for the 2nd time in a row on the superspeedway? Or will it be Blair in the 69? Presto makes a move underneath Seth Taylor for 2nd place. Blair's got to cut him off at some point, and it looks like she will going into turn 3. Blair cuts off Presto on the high side. But it looks like Presto's got space coming through 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side coming to the line. This is going to be a thrilling finish to the Pensacola 500 off of turn 4 for the final time. Coming to the line, it's Jordan Presto, who's won the Pensacola 500 by a small margin over Blair in the 69. She just couldn't hold him off for as long as she needed to, but still, her first career top 5 in 2nd place. J.D. Martin in 3rd. That will help his points position a lot. Ryan Caggiano 4th. Seth Taylor managed to grab 5th at the end. Richard Herman in 6th. Wyatt Dooling in his first ever start will finish in 7th place. Alexa Lutch in 8th. Chris Maley 9th. And the 75 rounds out your top 10. But you gotta feel for Blair. She was so close to her first career win. She could smell it. She could see the checkered flag in the flagman's hand. But Jordan Presto pulled off a killer move. And the victory is his.
Yeah, very disappointing for the 69. If she would have blocked in turns 3 and 4, she would have had it, but she didn't. She left a little too much room for the 66 to win.
Jordan Presto will be celebrating this one after his first career top 10 last time at Springfield. Remember, Jordan Presto failed to qualify for the last 2 races before Springfield. He responded with his first career top 10, and now his first career victory as well.
Yeah, great showing by the 66. Hopefully he can keep his momentum up.
And next week, we'll be hitting the halfway point of the season, and it will be on the road course at Watkins Glen. So look forward to that race as well. After a thriller here at Pensacola, we've made a very big case to have this track on the schedule once again, as we've only had 19 cars finish this race, but they're all happy to have finished. And from Ben McDonnell and from myself as well, Jordan Presto is your winner at Pensacola. Congratulations to him. We'll see you next time up in upstate New York here at Watkins Glen.